I think like a lot of our old architecture and everything was basically built on top of philosophies that said, hey, it's, post World War II, let's create a 50-year strategic plan. If I came to you, Mike, and I was like, Mike, here's my company and here's a 50-year strategic plan. You can give me any money? No way. You're going to think I'm crazy.
Yeah, we got to be able to respond and adapt. And this is the thing. We talk about lean portfolio management. We talk about breaking work and initiative into smaller chunks frequently. But the folks who are working on the lean portfolio business cases and trying to take that advice, because these are folks who have been out through Agile and they can understand the concepts. They've got to work with enterprise architects and IT folks who might not be bought in to the concept of small chunks. And so there tends to be a lot of misunderstanding in terms of how the enterprise architects and the technology folks advise the lean portfolio folks to say, all right, how do we make this big investment, but with lower risk and smaller chunks? It's a real art.
The language I try and push folks to use is experiment. And when you really shift a portfolio and how they think, what you're really trying to do is shift them from a big upfront plan and a big upfront investment, and it's only done when it's done, to one that says, we're going to do just enough to run a test. And I know from my early days as an architect, that freaked me out because all I heard when you talk about tests, we're going to build something or we're going to, give it a shot. All I heard was technical debt because we're going to build it, we're going to test it, it fails, and then what? Are you going to unwind it? What are we going to do? So I think when we start understanding, well, for one, when we can have cleaner architecture and it can be more modular, and to run an experiment doesn't mean we're baking something in forever because it's hard coded and never changing. Um, we can become more adaptable, but it comes to the idea that you have to architect for the future that you want. If you want to be able to move fast and experiment, you can't just do it based on your old monolithic architecture. You've got to build a system that allows you to experiment, test, and roll back without incurring more debt or spending more money.